tuning in to the online broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey! It's like a club, y'all.
This is the ladies' anthem.
Yes.
You know, this is from Kristinia Debarge from Growing Up Hip Hop, and the single is called Problem.
Yeah.
Featuring Problem, man. This is going to be like the new banger for the ladies. But before we jump into that, thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. I'm your girl, Trene, and I'm joined by the best host in the world.
That's right.
What's
Hey, what
up?
up, y'all? I'm back from Ensenada and the Margaritas. It's your boy, Nino. You can catch me at Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. What's up, y'all?
Hey guys, it's Desiree, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at dmurph625.
Hey everybody, it's Howard III. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook at Howard III. That's Howard the 3RD.
Man, we have a lot to cover, but I just want to introduce our special guest of the night. We have
so
Kristinia Debarge in the building. We are so happy to have you.
I'm very thrilled. Thank you so much. The pleasure is all mine.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
And speaking of that, the title of this episode is called "The Struggle Is Real."
Super real.
Super
So
real.
Super real.
Everybody kind of had the struggle. Like,
Yeah.
it was a lot of crazy
Yeah.
stuff going on at once.
Everyone had an issue in this situation, and it was nice to see how they kind of, went about it. Some deeper than others, and I'm glad you're here because we could talk about it.
Yes,
If you don't
definitely.
mind.
No, of course. I don't mind at all. Yeah, my experience was just being torn. I was torn between whether being there for a really good friend of mine or being with my family. And, obviously being my dad, and I chose my family.
Of
so,
course.
it's a tough decision because I had already promised her that I would do it, and it sucks that, I had to tell her at the very last minute, but I was just so torn and I couldn't decide what I wanted to do. But, my dad has always had a soft spot in my heart, and I just thought that was the best thing for me.
Especially, I'm pretty sure we're going to get into it, but you haven't seen him for so long, and finding out that he's out somewhere.
Yeah, no, it's really
That
crazy.
must have been crazy.
Do you feel like your decision probably put a dent in your relationship with Angela, or?
I feel like at the time it did, because she was definitely upset. But also, don't believe everything you see on television. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. But yeah, no, she definitely was upset for a while, and now we're completely fine. Obviously, everything's great. But I think once I finally had the chance to explain things to her, she kind of felt better about the situation.
She understood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, she's definitely going through it. She started off in the last episode, she had the security issue at the club.
Yeah.
This crazy woman was at the club and just scared her out of the club. And then finally she gets smart and she gets up with her security.
Yes, she followed her dad's advice. I would get that too. Like, come on
would
now.
too.
That creepy ass teddy bear.
Yeah.
But the twist was when they looked at the camera, it wasn't even a
actually
woman.
a dude.
What?
It was a man.
Yeah, and last week I was like, it looked like a guy in the security footage,
Yeah.
but I was thinking, oh, maybe it's just someone delivering the
Right.
package to her. Like, it could still be the girl, just, the UPS guy.
How about if they working together to get her?
That would be sick.
This is just me putting things out on the
My thing is, it seems like a lot of people are following Angela.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
A lot
Yeah.
of people. I mean, she has like 3.1 million on Instagram.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I'm sure
Like-
she has more than one stalker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sliding in them DMs.
Hey, the struggle is real.
Sliding in them DMs.
Goes down in the
It goes down in the DMs.
Oh.
Hey!
Engineers on point tonight.
No, I mean, you may know Yo Gotti. He, he gives her a shout out on the song. I just follow Angela Simmons.
Right.
Like, he obviously, has a crush on her, checking out her Instagram. She posts a lot of, like, nice Instagram posts of her working out, of her, showing off her body. She had one video of her Snapchatting with her on, like, a bicycle.
Oh, I saw that one.
And then it's just like, I was looking at that.
He's like, I definitely like that one.
But you must, after you've been in the limelight with your family for a while, you know what I mean? You started off also, like, this whole bubblegum pop world. That's, your single was my jam back in the day. But I also had a question. With, like, just things getting bigger, you've been on press and doing a lot of things. Has it been a little bit more intrusive into your personal life now that,
Oh, yeah,
you see more and more
absolutely.
people, like,
Yeah, I feel like I've had to be a little bit more vulnerable, which I'm not really mad at because I feel like it allows me the opportunity to be honest.
Right.
And I feel like I've been most honest in my career now than I have before.
That's awesome.
Even with my EP, like, thinking out loud is just me being honest. And that's why it was so important for me to come out with it right when the show came out, because I wanted people to see how I actually have grown as an artist, not just as a person.
Right.
And let's talk about that a little bit more, because as I was like pre-gaming to do this show, I was listening to your album on Spotify.
Thank you.
What was your favorite track that you produced?
My favorite track right now, because it always changes, is Church.
Oh, okay.
And Church is basically talking about my relationship with the music industry. A lot of people would think it's like about a boyfriend or a relationship, somebody that did me wrong, but it's really about the music industry. So if you take a listen to the lyrics, you'll be like, oh, damn, girl, you went through that. So yeah, but I mean, it's a love-hate relationship. I love what I do, and that's why I do it. Otherwise, I probably would do something else.
Right. And I just feel like you're so strong at what you do, and especially just showing your vulnerability. You are very vulnerable, especially in the studio when you meet up with your uncle and he tells you that your dad relapsed. What was going on through your head when he gave you those news?
My heart was just beating super fast. I was just devastated, and all I wanted to do was cry. But I was trying so hard not to, because I didn't want to make the ugly cry face on television. But I felt for him, in that moment I felt out of control. I didn't know. I felt like, wow, if there's anybody out there that he can reach out to, it's me. And he, right now, he probably feels abandoned. He feels like he can't turn to anyone. So I just felt like, what can I do? What do I do to make him know that I'm here for him? And everyone's telling me not to find him and not see him.
Right.
So it was just a very hard position to be in.
Yeah. And like fans of any like pop star, singer, whatever, they don't often know what goes on behind the scenes when you guys are making music. So, they just see you guys as like being perfection. So, when you lose focus like that, how do you get back on track?
It's hard. I feel like most of the time when I'm having a bad day, I just have to vent, get it out, have my little hissy fit, and then, turn it on. It's time to get to work. And that's just how it goes. You just have to stay professional, and you have to block it out for a second and then maybe later go back to it. But sometimes you don't want to, so you just like avoid it. And that's what I've been doing for the last 4 or 5 years. I was avoiding a lot of the feelings and the confrontation that I didn't want to have with my dad. And so when I was finally ready, it was hard for me. But I'm glad that I was able to do it on the show, because it's been very healing.
Yes.
Now that you're back, in the big limelight of the music industry, is there anybody you want to work with currently? Maybe like Young Thug.
He's throwing ideas out there.
Absolutely. I would love to work with Drake.
That would be nice.
Yeah, I feel like this album, he really helped inspire the sound.
That That would be an amazing blend together. I can totally
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I
Get
can totally
drinking.
see it. Drake.
We call Drake.
Take yourself from Calabasas down to North Hollywood and let's do some work.
Let's do some work. Let's get to work. Yeah, no, I totally admire his work ethic and how he is just always coming out with new music. And I want to be like the girl version of him, you know, where people are kind of like, whoa, where'd this girl come from? Like, she just kind of came out of nowhere. And,
Right.
you know, I support that he did everything independently and he waited it out and he didn't make any rash decisions. And, you know, I would like to follow in his footsteps.
Which would work because, you know, Drake had his younger past. You know, he had Jimmy Brooks in a wheelchair. You know what I mean?
Degrassi.
I loved that show.
I was an avid Degrassi watcher.
I was
don't know
too.
about y'all, but I watched it all the way till it got crazy, and I was like, "Can I,
I know,
watch
right?
this?" You already know? Yeah.
It got cray.
It got crazy. But yeah, no, it kind of works. He had that past too, and then all of a sudden he just came out here and he was like, "Wait, that's Drake. That's Jimmy."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, so that could be a good mesh. I don't know. Just throwing it
Yeah.
out to the world.
And I feel like, you know, he had to really fight for his identity and for people to see him for who he really was, because they were like, oh, well, you're just the guy from Degrassi, you know, so which is, you know, kind of how I feel too, because you're just the girl from Goodbye. You're just, you know, you're just that corny girl that sang that pop song, you know. So I feel like it's good for me for people to see how I've grown over the past few years and just to see this sexy, fierce new Kristinia Debarge.
Yes. Well, throwing it back a little bit, back in 2009, I think it was, you opened for Britney Spears.
Yes,
Let's
I
talk about that.
did.
What was that experience like?
It was an experience of a lifetime. I will never, if I could do it all over again, I would. I didn't sleep. I ate so much. I remember I gained like 13 pounds on the tour. But it was super cool because I got to meet a lot of amazing people on the tour. Jordan Sparks.
Oh, nice.
She and I were singing together a lot backstage. And then Larry Rudolph had a few different groups that were signed to him at that time. And then Girlicious did the Canada League. So that was
Very cool.
And yeah, I mean, like, I just, if I could do it all over again, I would. I got to meet Britney, of course.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that next. Did she give you any advice or any dance moves she taught you?
You know what? It was a very, like, brief meeting, and I was surprised that she had even wanted to meet me because she's very, very private. Like, I'm telling you, every time we were on tour, it was security guards everywhere. So when Larry was like, she wants to meet you, I was honored. And, you know, I came into her dressing room. Her kids were there. They were a lot smaller then, and she was like, "Hi, nice to meet you." She's like, "My babies love your song. Thank you so much for doing the tour." I was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you."
No big deal.
Yeah, and she was like, "You remind me of me when I was younger." And she was just so sweet.
That's very
and
sweet.
her little sister Jamie was there too, so that was kind of cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
That sounds so fun.
And I wanted to ask you, what do you think your fans will learn from you from being on Growing Up in hip hop?
I think that they will see that, you know, I'm just like them, man. I go through the same things as them. I am not anything special. I don't walk around like you know, the shit. Even though I am. Just kidding. Just kidding. But yeah, I think that they will see, you know, that I go through a lot of the same struggles as they do, you know. There's been times where I didn't know what I was gonna eat, how I was gonna pay my rent, you know. And that there's a lot of girls and young men that go through the same things with their family, whether that be a cousin, it doesn't have to be a dad, whether it be a mom. There's a lot of people out there who have parents or family members who struggle with addictions.
So true.
And so I would like to be just a role model in that sense, where people can look up to me and have the courage to confront the issue and talk about it, because it is healing. And you know, the first step is forgiving really. And to be honest, that's even still a hard thing for me now, because I sometimes still get upset, so I have to like bring myself back down and oosa, you know.
Well, see, it's so relatable because we look at these other the other people that are on the rest of the cast that's on Growing Up Hip Hop. the way that their come up is it's a lot different from your come up. You know what I mean? You know, your family story and everything. You know, it's been very public.
Yes.
You know, it's been very public, and it's sad because a lot of it has been negative. You know what I mean? And it outshines the positive that this. You know, your family's songs get sampled over and over and over again.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like in the music industry, like somebody's always going to listen to a Debarge track. You know what I mean? And want to sample something from there and put it on their album. But you have people like Romeo, you know, or Angela Simmons, who come from a pretty, you know, a pretty like, here you go. Here's you're in the industry. What do you want to do with it without having to, like you said, worry about rent, doing all this other stuff. So I think that's why people relate to you a lot more. Identity-wise, though, that's where you guys all connect.
Right. That's what's so special about this show is because everybody, like we see with Romeo, he's getting
not
his
little
business.
anymore.
I know. He's not little Romeo anymore. He's really out here making big moves, such as casting girls for his video.
We have to talk about that.
We're gonna weigh in.
Okay, homegirl. You want to get into it?
Miss Ebonique.
Yo, okay, homegirl, blue hair.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was cool. You know.
She had a really cool look. I liked the whole vibe she had going on. I could see her in a music video for sure.
I totally can too.
She threw out the Cabbage Patch though.
Yeah, that was a little rough.
But when the song started playing, she was like,
but I just really thought it was just terrible that these girls are like showing off their goods in front of these group of men.
Yeah.
Like,
How awkward would that be too, to just like go in a room and be like, okay, let me see dance.
I was in a casting yesterday and I told y'all about this. I'm not going to say for where. It was just like that.
Yeah.
Just like that.
That's how it is. That's how it is in the music business.
Yeah.
It's like, if you really want that role, you're going to embarrass yourself like the redheaded girl. Do you feel like she embarrassed herself?
She did.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of what we saw.
I felt bad for her too. I was like, oh man, because I didn't see that. I didn't even know that had went on. So I was like, oh my gosh. But yeah, stay tuned for the next episode.
Does it get more interesting?
It's very interesting who ends up being in the video.
That's some insider tip right there.
Right.
Redhead's coming back. She's coming back.
She's like, you don't have no rhythm? Did you come to the wrong audition? And then that's when the homegirl comes out of nowhere and starts twerking.
Right.
Which was just really like, she was like, I'm on camera, I'm gonna give my 15.
I'm at you, girl.
She twerked it.
She made it count.
Yeah. Okay. She in the boyfriend jeans with a flap.
Yeah, I was like, that's a little too big on you.
Right. She was holding it though.
Yeah, but she held him up.
She said, hold on, let me just.
She was like, let me show you how it's done. I'm a twerk.
Shout out to her.
I'm a twerk.
I'm gonna find out your Instagram next time. We're gonna shout you out.
Girl.
Big jeans. I'm here for you, girl.
Shake what you got in them jeans.
Yes.
They should have played that song.
Jeans. But you know, his mixtape Fighting Monsters is actually sounds pretty dope. Like, he got some real twerking, you know, trap songs on there. And you know, he comes from the dirty South, so he's not, you know, he didn't just grow up in Beverly Hills. And
he saw the struggle. See, Romeo's another one. He saw the struggle though with his dad though, because he was old enough to an age where he remembers how rough and tough it was. You know what I mean? Even when Master P first came up, that still was dangerous. You had to look behind your back because that gangster rap at that time was like, you know what I mean? Like it was real.
Dangerous.
Yeah,
It was real. Yeah, a lot was going on around that time. You know, it was right before Biggie and Tupac had passed, so you know, shit was going down.
Yeah. And now it's like he can shoot a music video guerrilla style.
Right.
You know, he went to USC for film, so it's nothing for him to pop out the GoPro and get all his bros in the video.
Get that red really quick and just
Pop out the GoPro.
Get over, baby. Make it clap. If he wants to do that, he can.
if he wants to do that.
he
Now I
can.
can't wait till the next episode since you've been talking about that.
I know. I'm
Yes.
very interested to see what happens.
Yeah, because what if he picks the homegirl?
Hey.
He's like, girl, we casting you. Yeah, you get a free meal.
He said it's a
Email
real
$20.
party. Maybe he just wants her at the party.
There we go.
Maybe he does,
Maybe.
but crazy news is right when he's on the high of this whole music video,
Yeah.
he gets the call of his lifetime,
Right.
which is from his agent for Jarhead
Jarhead
3,
3.
which is huge.
Coming out in 2016, he plays Sunshine. I'm not gonna look down the name. But he plays Sunshine. Yeah, it's coming out later this year.
So that could be really huge for him in many ways. But then it's like, okay, what is he better at? I mean,
Right.
personally, do you feel like he's a triple threat? Or
I think he is. Romeo is a lot like his father. He's a businessman, and he's very intelligent, very smart, and he's a hard worker. You know, he doesn't like to turn anything down, but I know that sometimes he has to, so he struggles with that. But I'm excited to see Jarhead 3, and I think he's always been a great actor, and I think that the future is very bright for him in that field.
I think so too. I actually really like Romeo's acting. And you know, I want to hear more of his music as it evolves, as he gets older. You know, obviously we heard, you know, him when he was younger, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then, you know, as it comes through, we hear the YouTube stuff. I think he did something with my boy Andrew Garcia not too long ago.
Okay.
But there's just more and more things that, you know, like I think as these kids evolve, you know, like Kristinia and Vanessa, I think it's gonna be different. You know, from Run's house, Angela
Right.
grew up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
They
we
all
saw
grew
her
up.
right when she was, you know, like snorting Dorky Angela. You know,
Yeah. She's
Like,
still snorting.
She still snorts.
Yeah, she
You
does.
know what I mean? But she looks great
But
snorting.
she owns
You know what I mean?
it. She owns it.
Yeah, she owns it and
Yeah.
she does it. That's what I like about her. I told her, I was like, she is super Jersey, like super
Yeah.
like East Coast,
Oh, yeah.
like
Very
country
New York.
Jersey, like girl. I love it, and she's so down to earth like that. And I've always loved her since then. But you see her different tastes from when she created pastry back in the day,
Right.
with her
Yeah.
sister, to what she's doing now with Fufu Fur.
Yeah,
right?
her faux fur.
Yeah, her faux fur.
Faux
Yeah.
fur.
Fufu. Is
Yeah,
that what
it's going to
called?
be
Fufu,
pretty
right?
dope. And
Yeah.
what's even more dope is he gets to go to Bulgaria.
Yeah.
Which the outtakes with him and his
His girl.
girl, which in the Breakfast Club, Charlemagne called her a white Nubian princess.
Charlamagne the
So
God
he
would do
links
it.
up with his white Nubian princess, and he's all like, "Yo, baby, I got the role. You know, I'm going to be filming in Bulgaria." And she had the nerve to be like, "Bulgaria? What is Bulgaria? Like, what?"
But he was getting his geography all right.
Yeah,
'cause
he
he's
had it
smart.
down.
It's right
He's
here. It's
very
right here.
smart.
It seemed like he picked the right one out of the bunch, though. She seems a little bit cuckoo, or not even cuckoo, but just a little like, you know, ditzy.
Yeah.
But what
You
about-
agree?
Yeah, I do. I think she's a little bit ditzy, but I was really taken back with Romeo and his just intelligence. He was like, "Nah, I'm gonna be over here. I'm gonna be in Iraq." I was like, "Romeo? What is that talking about?
Is that you?
Giving me a little tour on this
That
map
wasn't
here."
from ICDC. That was USC.
He pulled out the map and was like, "Well, I'm gonna be right here, and I'm gonna be right here."
I mean, Professor Romeo, I'm here
Right.
for it.
Yeah,
Right?
you know, she was like, "That's my man.
Right.
That is my man."
I think
right
that's my
there."
man, but
What
you know,
But,
I'm pretty sure that's him.
and I'm pretty sure you can tune into this, like chime into this. I mean, the love triangle that I see that's forming between, or what I think is a love triangle between, you know, Romeo, his girl, and Miss Angela Simmons here. It's
Yeah.
kind of interesting to see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very.
Definitely. Yeah.
I don't know what to say about that.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's very interesting, you know, because she doesn't really ever admit to anything,
Right.
to having feelings for Rome, but like just the way that she comes off when she talks about it,
Right.
or how she interacts, you're just like,
Super giddy and
you
flirty.
like him, like
Yeah.
come
Like,
on, you know. But you're like, okay, you know, she's doing her own thing too, and she's a very hard worker as well.
Right.
So she's very focused. As Rome would say, sometimes she's too focused, and she needs to start taking more time for herself. So I think she's like kind of open-minded, but at the same time, she's not gonna like get her hopes up high.
Right.
You know what I mean? And she's like, he has a girlfriend. Like, I'm not even gonna think about it. But I think she's just kind of like, it's a possibility.
But
you
you see
know?
him flirting too, right? Am I the
Yeah.
only one?
Yeah.
No, I definitely saw it this episode for sure. More than ever. So I was like, okay.
Yeah. Well, the whole gym scene where like they're in the gym together,
Right.
like boxing, jumping rope. It's like you can tell she kind of wants to try to like her, but at the same time she's like,
But
no,
she
I'm
couldn't
gonna
even
find
jump
every
rope
single
though.
Yeah,
The shade.
definitely.
She
Yeah.
threw a little shade too, and she threw a little shade at you as well. I noticed in the episode.
Oh,
she was
when
like-
she was
She got
like,
mad.
"Where's
But
Kristinia?"
Like, and speaking of that, like if you were stuck on an island with any of the castmates, which one would you choose
Ooh.
and
I
why?
like that one.
Ooh,
Good
that's a
question.
good question. So definitely Boogie. He's just so even kill. Like, I could be like, "Hey, I want to do this." He'd be like, "All right," you know. Like, I would definitely pick Boogie just because like I could do whatever I want.
Boogie
And I like
seems
kind
chill.
of I like to run the show. I'm like one of those people that like kind of I like to lead, you know.
We gotta go this way to the island to get food. You gotta come
Yeah,
over
like,
here
so
now.
we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna go here. You know.
We're gonna build it.
No, I gotta ask you because on the first episode, you were talking about how Romeo was like your childhood crush.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like if you guys are just like recently connecting, or if you guys have kind of stayed in touch. Can you touch on that a little bit?
Yeah.
more?
So I was just recently connecting with Rome. I
Okay.
hadn't seen him since I was 14. So you
Since
know,
the hug.
everybody since the hug, yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody has like their childhood crushes and
Oh,
stuff.
absolutely.
I had so many. Little Romeo was one of them. I had Bow Wow. I had Justin Timberlake. He's still my crush.
JT, okay.
I had so many, so you know, it wasn't really like that big of a deal to me now, but it was still cool to be like, oh my gosh, that's cool. Like you probably don't remember, but
Yeah.
I gave you a hug when I was 14, and I was so happy about it.
Well, being in the business, you obviously meet a lot of incredible, cool people that we'd probably get starstruck over.
Yeah.
Do you still get starstruck ever?
Yes, yeah.
Who would you absolutely like lose your mind over if you met?
Beyonce.
Oh, me too.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of us.
Beyonce. Yeah, I would just be like, I love
That's
you. Yes, Beyonce, and I actually had the pleasure of meeting Mariah, and we did, was it? Oh gosh, what was the show? It was on MTV. We did
Wild and Out.
no, it was with Terrence. It was with Terrence.
Oh, Terrence. Oh
Terrence
my
J?
gosh.
It was when like they do the countdowns.
Oh,
106
yeah.
Park.
Yeah, 106 in Park. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
BET,
Yeah,
okay.
she and I did that together.
Oh,
How fun.
You guys
Um,
got to host it together.
Well, we were kind of hosting it, I guess, with Terrence.
That's
Yeah.
pretty dope.
Yeah, it was like it was so long ago,
There you
but
go.
she got to talk to me backstage, and she was like, you know, us mulattoes, we gotta stick together, girl. I was like, okay.
Sure, whatever you say.
Yeah, whatever you say. Whatever you say. Yeah, no, she's awesome. She's definitely one of my idols.
Very cool.
Okay.
Man, in the episode, I really liked this episode.
I did too.
genuinely,
Yeah.
Because, you know, we got to see what her fashion line, Angela's fashion line, looked like.
I dig it though too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in the heat of everything, it ended up going well anyway. I mean, I thought that she was going to lose her head. She was blowing up everybody's
She's like, "Where's
phone.
TJ?"
She was blowing up your phone.
I was
What
so
going-
nervous. I was like, oh my god, she's gonna kill me. Yeah, she definitely like she gets in her temper when things are not going her way. So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm sure she's already stressed out. And then you know, as you see, she hangs up on me on this episode.
Because
So.
she didn't want to say the wrong thing. She didn't want to ruin
Yeah.
your guys'
Yeah.
friendship.
Yeah.
We'll see.
You know?
We'll see that
Yeah.
that story progress as it goes on.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
For
Okay,
sure.
good.
You guys, the next episode, you'll see it get a little more juicy.
Okay.
Yeah.
We like the
ready.
juice.
Yeah.
Feed the thirst. Feed the thirst.
She's like me though in any sort of like situation where it's like I'm so nervous or if I have something I have to do and it's not going right, my body, I could really feel my body just getting
Tensed
really
up.
like tensed up and everything inside of me just feels weird. But then when it ends up going well, you're like, okay, I
Right.
can relax now. And Rome, you know, he came through.
I know.
He came through with Tonetta.
That's not his girl.
I'm just kidding. That's
That's not his girl's name. Do you remember what his girlfriend's name is?
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
See, she's not
It's
irrelevant.
a hard name, I know.
Oh my gosh, I feel so terrible. I do
Don't feel
not.
bad. Don't feel bad.
Did it start with an A?
A T.
It start with a T?
Yeah.
You said Tonetta.
I'm just kidding. I'm doing a little shade. I'm not gonna.
I don't
lie. No, she's
remember.
a sweet girl, and he brought her to the fashion
Yeah.
show.
Uh-huh.
And right when she got in the fashion show,
That
her
face, though.
whole face was like,
Yeah.
She gave the stank.
Oh yeah, because the photographer was like, just you and Rome. And she was
Yes, yeah. So that's what happened because then she was just like, okay, I'll back up a little bit, but then she backed up back forward real quick.
Yeah.
She's like, no, I'm gonna get it.
"Oh man, don't you ever
Yeah.
think that we not."
like, that is too funny.
But
Yeah.
she honestly, that's what she's gonna have to deal with
It's
dating
hard.
someone
Yeah.
famous.
yeah, I
hard.
was like, damn, if I was her, I don't know how I would handle that situation either.
Yeah.
You know, I would probably be like, you do you, boo-boo. I'm going to go do me.
Yeah. And while she was in the gym with Angela, she kind of touched on that, and Angela was kind of giving her advice. But I know she said this was like her first relationship, which is crazy.
I
To be
know.
dating someone like
Nubian
Romeo.
Princess's first relationship?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think when
Yeah.
she said that, Angela was like, okay.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because she's so young.
Right.
And whoever ends up with the person that they were with the first time, like, it
Yeah.
normally doesn't happen. It
No,
can,
it
but it
can.
normally doesn't.
Well,
Right.
she's ready to have a ring on it, as we found out
I
in this
know.
episode. So
But she's
Yeah.
like, I think she's only like 19 or 20.
Yeah.
So she's still very young,
She's
you know.
young.
I
Let's
think
slow
we all,
that down
we
real
all said
quick.
that when we were 19 or 20.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yes, I'm going to marry him.
Right.
Now we're like, who?
Right.
Who's
Yeah.
that?
And you can tell Angela was playing that up very well.
oh yeah, she was.
She was like, oh, and when they, and then I would have been mad if I was, well, I don't know if I would have been mad because if you're dating somebody with a high profile that's hanging out with another person in high profile, it's like, do you get mad when they go off to the balcony?
See, that's the tough part.
Creed
though.
Oh,
Creed
yeah.
off to the balcony?
That's the tough part though, because the media could switch anything real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're like, yeah.
Absolutely.
Real quick.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be comfortable no matter how secure I was. Like, especially if I knew they had something before, I would just not feel comfortable, you know?
He was
Yeah.
like, yo, baby, you know, I just want to let you know that you don't need to be stressing like that. Your show is off point, it's on point, it's on key. And I just
appreciate
got to
you.
let you know that you real sexy and the stuff you do is on point. And she was like,
You a good role though.
Okay.
Did I do that snort right though?
You
I don't
did.
know. We need to get Angela in the studio. That's what we need to
saying.
do.
spitting that real game, that real
Yeah.
peak game.
Yeah.
Master P taught his son
No,
well.
he did.
know.
Yeah.
He was really like kind of
Very
buttering
smooth.
her up,
Right.
right?
Yo,
Yeah.
he played Romeo correctly.
Yes, for sure. He definitely plays the part.
Right,
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
Okay.
Oh.
What you gonna do? Oh, there's
No,
more
no,
to come.
Watch the next episode.
Oh, so he is really smooth.
He's smooth.
He
Okay.
called
But
her
I,
young.
you know, I don't play that.
There we go.
she like,
You know Romeo too, though.
I do know Romeo.
You had a selfie together. Let me switch that up
Oh,
real
you
quick.
guys are
Okay. Everybody knows Romeo in here. Except
No,
me.
I've interviewed him a ton of times, as well as his dad. So, yeah.
You know how he is.
I do know how he is. He
Yes.
is quite the charmer.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Turn it on.
Turn it on.
Something new every day.
But you know what though? All the girls love it.
They do.
They love it. They'll be like, "Oh my god, he needs to stop.
But I
He needs to
think
stop."
all the girls love a charmer, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All the girls love a charmer.
They do.
I'm gonna say this line that I said in Ensenada when I was out there. But anytime you complimented a girl, I was like, these girls I met, they were from NoHo. They were at Papa's and Beer with me.
Okay.
And then I was like, in the top of my head, I don't know why I thought about it. I was like, dang, why all the baddies from NoHo? And they're all like, they find down the street. I don't know. But shout out to you girls from NoHo. I wasn't lying.
Okay,
Right, was that good?
daddy over here.
That was good. That was good. Okay, you're a charmer too.
That was after like 2 shots of Patron, though.
And Angela, she was flirting too. She
Oh,
was
yeah.
like,
She was
oh,
about to
right.
go in for
dating.
that kiss. and
We're
she-
dating. We
yeah.
might as well kiss. And I, at that moment, thought they were gonna.
You were waiting for it,
I
though.
was
too.
waiting for it.
That was the juice that we were waiting
That
for.
was the part where I was like, Angela.
You too?
Yeah, I was like, oh, girl. Yeah, that was surprising for me because I hadn't even known that she did that.
So you watch these episodes the same day, same time they come on. You get. I'm pretty sure you get them pre beforehand. What is your initial
Only
reaction?
like a few days before.
Only
though.
a few days
like,
before.
I
Okay.
watched the second episode yesterday.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so your reactions are all like you don't see some of the stuff because some of the stuff obviously is not filmed with you.
Yeah, they purposely want us to not know certain things,
Right.
So that they can get like the wow factor,
Right.
or like a rise out of us. So
That little tweet factor, you're like,
Yeah.
oh, wait a minute now.
like they don't have us see each other before we film. Like they purposely keep us separate.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. When you're filming, how long does that take? Like, do you start at like 8 in the morning, start filming, and then you're done at 8 p.m.?
It all depends. Sometimes the call time is really early in the morning, depending on where we're shooting. But sometimes it'll be in the middle of the day, or we'll film all day, literally,
Oh,
like
wow.
a 10 to 15 hour shoot.
Have you been doing something? They're like, okay, we need pickup shots. Like, we need fill-ins here. So what are you doing today? Oh, that sounds interesting. I'm gonna come.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait, I'm not ready.
Yeah, that happens. That definitely happens. But I'm kind of a diva, so, so I'm like, I need my hair and makeup.
You got
at
your
the
hair and
very
makeup right
least.
here, too.
Yes, JR keeps me on point. Yeah, so as long as I have that, I'm gravy.
There we go.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we love you on the show.
I
You
know.
are pretty dope. And we can't wait to
Thank
see
you.
you interact more with the other castmates. 'cause
Right.
Right now, I feel like we're getting to know what's going on with your family life and your music.
Yeah, they dove right in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
We
just
dove right
can't
in.
wait.
We're like, this
Right.
is me. Yeah.
Right. I can't wait to see when the castmates will be able to support you and show that love
Right.
that everyone shows for one another.
Absolutely.
You know?
I'm
And you guys
excited.
will get to see me supporting other castmates as well.
I can't wait till they come
Yes.
back to LA. This is very NYC,
Yeah.
New York,
Yes.
centric.
Yes.
moment,
I won't
so-
give away too much, but we're not going to be in LA the next episode. Maybe there will be a little bit bits and pieces,
Oh.
but you're for sure going to see me in a nice tropical place.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Before we, move on, we haven't even talked about Egypt. Poor Egypt.
Yeah.
Yes,
Just a
Egypt.
little bit of a shine.
Egypt.
Just a little bit of shine.
Oh, hello. I would be with her on a tropical island as well.
There we go.
Absolutely.
Sweetheart.
Yes.
That's a good segue
Total
right
sweetheart.
there. Okay.
Yeah.
She is like the princess of the group. She's like our little sister.
Is she the youngest? Because she seems like the youngest.
Yeah.
Yes.
How-
She
how old
just
is
turned
she?
17.
Yeah.
See?
Oh, wow.
She's
Okay.
very young, yeah.
And she
Very
looks
young.
younger in the first episode. Now she's starting to look older.
Got the
Okay.
makeup
But she
caked
still
on.
is a baby.
17. That makes sense then.
Yeah.
Because we were up there.
I was like,
I'm not throwing any shade.
And
okay?
that's
I'm
why-
I'm not throwing any shade. But I mean, she was.
Yeah.
She was trying.
But that's why her mom was, kind of shielding her a little bit.
Right.
Because her mom was like on her, like,
That pressure
You
was
want
there.
to do this? This is what it is.
And
Yeah.
I'm glad that her mom is like that with
Me
her.
too.
Because a lot of these rappers and singers
Mm-hmm.
have gone in the business really, really young. Like Justin Bieber, for
Mm-hmm.
instance, he was in the business very young. And
14.
14, and they get exposed to a lot of things that they don't need to see at their age or the
They're
development.
forced to grow up.
Right,
really
right from the
quicker.
get. Yeah.
Which is why I think Ange and Rome are so mature for their age. Because they were forced to grow up pretty fast as well.
That
But
makes
Egypt-
total sense, right?
Yeah, but Egypt, she's actually very mature for her age too, and she's starting to get more articulate, and it's really cool to see her grow. And she's so excited. Like, she reminds me of how I was when I first got into the industry. She's just wide-eyed and bushy-tailed, and she's just, everything is surreal to her. She's just like,
Right.
you know,
See?
it's just,
Okay.
it's
Yeah, that
so
could be a
cute.
problem.
Yeah.
Right. No,
And I'm
knowing-
just,
Yeah.
but we all tell her, we're just like, it's
Slow
not always
down.
gonna be this
Right.
way.
Right.
There's gonna be
Sure.
times where you really don't feel like doing something, and you're gonna have to do it.
Yeah.
And she was like,
Still all happy.
I was like, okay, well,
Her
I'm
age
gonna
makes-
enjoy this.
Right, her age makes a big difference in like our my thought process of her at the moment. Because when her mom threw her out there, she was like, "I'm ready to go." I'm blah blah blah. I'm like, "Don't do this to her. She ain't ready." Like, I'm gonna call you out there because you're like, she need a couple more lessons. And she does because this is her first time out there doing it. But who knows? Once she gets those lessons in and once she learns
Yeah.
more from her mom, she could be out there. We'd be like, "Oh, that was Egypt. Remember Egypt back then?"
Yeah, and
Right.
she's not shy at
Yeah.
all. Like, if she was here right now and you guys asked her to sing, she would do it.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Yeah,
dope.
and she has a very I think she's a soprano 1, so she has a very high voice.
Oh, wow.
A lot of people wouldn't expect that from her, but she sings kind of like an opera singer.
Wow.
And she has a really strong vibrato.
So
So,
singer more than a rapper.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh
See,
yeah.
her mom should have had her sing.
She's
Yeah.
a singer
Like-
for sure.
Right.
Definitely. She's a beautiful
Like-
voice, strong voice.
I don't know why she had her out there on stage like that. I mean, I loved it because I like Salt and Pepper and Shoop. That's like
That
was
is
the
a song.
sexiest song in the 1990s. You know.
It was like a
Really-
warm up. I
right.
felt like it was like
Yeah.
a warm up.
It's
Like
like,
here,
here's the stage.
you haven't really grown into your voice yet. You need to get more
Exactly.
comfortable.
Right.
Here, just do some rap with me, and like people embrace you because they like me.
Right.
So let's do it. Like
Do you
so
think
Yeah.
her mom is underestimating her talent?
I think at the time maybe because I think she knows like, oh no, my daughter is talented.
She
but
got it.
At the
No.
time she was like, look, I'm a ease you in because I don't really know how to fit your tone or your voice, and we don't maybe have like the right song to fit within my music, because her music
Yeah.
is completely different from what Egypt would do, because I see Egypt doing some more singer-songwriter type stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a completely different lane than her mom.
We need
like,
to get Egypt in
completely.
here.
I know.
Yeah, definitely.
That would
She
be
lives in
dope.
Jersey, so
Okay.
if you guys want me to set that up,
Oh,
I
see,
could probably do
we
that.
got the connection down here. The fans,
and
y'all
she
gotta
would
thank
eat
her.
it up. She would love it.
Yeah,
Let's
no,
go.
we would love that.
We
I
can
mean,
Skype her in. We can do something.
Yeah, at least Skype her in.
Let's
Yeah.
do that. That would
Yeah.
be pretty cool.
That
Yeah.
would be.
Making plans live on air like this.
I got you.
You come back whenever you want.
Hey, what you need? What you need? What you call?
We can all just scoot down a little bit.
Right over here.
We'll just be right here.
Right there in the
Just here
middle.
every week now.
Perfect.
I mean, the performance, in the end, I think she probably like really kind of like made herself kind of feel low before she hit the stage. But
she did it, though.
Yeah, she rocked
She went
it,
out,
I
she
feel
did
like.
The pressure works.
I would still,
Yeah.
She
yeah.
worked good under pressure.
I would have still felt that pressure right here because it's my mama. One, she's an icon, and then she's telling me I can't mess up. So I would feel the pressure like crazy. You know what I mean? But like we said, she did it. She went up
did.
there. She did it. She did
But
her
she was
thing,
like,
so.
Mom, I got this. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I'm good. Chill. Which was kind of cool because I was like, all right, she's confident.
I would have said that. They came to the trailer. I'm like, I don't got this. Oh my god.
But yeah, no, she can be up there. I feel like, and
We'll see then.
her looks are changing, just like you said. So
Yes.
that could be a
She is a
big factor
beautiful
as well.
young lady with everything starting to, improve. I'm like, damn, girl.
we'll see her in the
God bless
tropical
you.
mist.
How long have you known everyone before the show? Like, did you know the cast before?
We were all like acquaintances because of our family and how we all grew up together, but we weren't like super close as we are now. Now we're like, we're like a family. We're like a unit. So it's cool that this show brought us all together and we all have a whole newfound respect for each other.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you notice Angela is close with Boogie because he was like, I mean, you've got stalkers. Like you're not a normal person.
And they're all from there too. Well, Jam Master Jay and his dad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like all that whole team out there, like in the East Coast.
TJ.
I'm sorry, TJ. Yeah, like they're like that whole team out there in the East Coast. I think like they've almost grown up with each other right there and then. You know what I mean? So I can see why.
And TJ's doing it, by the way.
No,
like
he's
he's on
Isn't he
tour.
ASAP's DJ?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's with
A$AP
ASAP
Ferg?
Ferg.
Yeah, he's ASAP Ferg's DJ. Yeah.
And Young Thug, like they're out, they're
Right.
doing it,
Yeah.
and he's from the day that we started filming to today. He's
No, that dude's
on the
busy.
road.
Check his
Yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah.
That dude is on it
Yeah,
all
like
the
he's
time.
gonna be the next big thing. Just
Yeah.
wait,
That's
just wait
awesome.
on it.
And I said this last week, but like we really didn't get to see much of his like backstory or like
Right.
pretty much any airtime from him last
Yeah.
week, and I feel like
It'll
this
come.
week was kind of the same.
It'll
So I'm
come.
like,
It'll
come
come.
on, I'm ready for it.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it to come.
Yeah.
Me too.
It'll come. You guys are gonna see some really cool stuff from TJ. Actually, like I'm really excited for you guys.
Right.
To see.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
Do you feel like the stalker stuff is kind of overdone?
I mean,
like-
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
love
the
it.
stalker
Yeah.
showed up at the
iMovie
Cool, I
edits.
thought-
I don't know.
I thought it was a stalker who showed up at
So did I.
the fashion show.
That's why I'm like all curious because like she totally freaked out real quick, like at the club and then at the fashion show her manager, her business manager was like, who are you? Wait a minute, coming out from the wings.
Yeah.
I'm just confused. I just want to see how
because
the
like just regular fans that are coming to see her that are excited now. She's like, wait, are you the stalker? Are you
Right.
the stalker? Are you the stalker?
Yeah,
Which
that's
kind of
sad.
sucks because like you know, now those fans are like, damn, I'm not gonna go, like, they didn't treat me right, or blah 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 blah.
Right.
But of course she still has tons of fans left over, but it's just like it's a double-edged sword. You
That's
know?
true. Yeah. Whether, like, however exaggerated it can be, whatever, it's still a scary type situation to just have the thought in your head of somebody knowing, you know, somebody watching you. You know what I mean?
And then that girl, when she came out and was like, no, definitely not a stalker. Like, I just am a fan.
Right.
You know, I was like, dang, like, like, if it was me and I was Angela, I would feel bad.
I feel bad. Exactly.
Yeah, I would be like, dang, like, I need to turn around now. Like, I would hope that maybe Salt would tell me, like, girl, you were tripping. Like, if she ended up that wasn't your stalker, if she just wanted a picture or something, I'd be like, shoot, what can we do to, like, maybe I can meet her, like, give her a shirt with my name on it or something, just to show her that, like, hey, thank you, I appreciate your support.
You know who goes far? I don't know if you guys watch the James Corden Adele, like,
karaoke
I love
thing. That is
right. And then she said that, like, when she was a little tipsy at a restaurant. And, like, she goes above and beyond when she's tipsy with her fans. Like, one fan was from Nashville. Like, your show was, you know, sold out of tickets. She was like, give me your email address. I'll send you some tickets.
Oh, wow. Yes!
Like, you know, I mean, there's like
I love it.
When personalities and celebrities do stuff like that, that's just like, okay.
It's awesome.
That's crazy.
You a drink.
Right? And she paid for somebody's birthday dinner that night, too.
I love that.
Let me get Adele drunk really quick.
Okay, let's do it. Girl, can we go get me a new wardrobe? Right. Let's go. Where are we going?
Where are we going?
We're going to Haiti. Let's go.
You just sold 3 million albums, you know, like, on the first week, just in the U.S. alone, so I know you got it.
Yes, you got it, girl. You got it.
Actions like that give you fans for life, and not only are they fans for life, but they'll tell everybody about how good you are.
Amen. See? Exactly.
That's right.
Man.
Spread that love. Yeah.
Man, and I just, speaking of just all of this emotion and everything like that, I was really, really, like, feeling chilly and the chills when I seen you driving in the car.
Oh, yeah.
You know, looking for your dad. Like, that moment, really, I wasn't expecting you to go out and look for him yourself.
Yeah.
And you have an awesome roommate. Like, I know you said you didn't tell her,
thank you.
but, like...
Yeah, that's my
really
best
cool.
friend. She and I have a interesting story. I won't bore you guys with the whole thing, but basically, she and I were enemies. And we've known each other since we were in kindergarten.
Oh, what?
And we didn't become friends until we were 16, but we knew each other and we hung around the same people. And she did not like me. And then we became, like, sisters when we were, like, 16, and we've just been close ever since.
There you go.
Yeah, she's literally, like, a sister to me. Like, we've been through everything together. So we can be mad at each other and then, like, forget about it in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
And I know we were kind of all talking, like, as that scene was happening. So your uncle said he didn't really know where he was at all. What was, like, why did you initially go to Skid Row? Like, had he been there before, or?
So basically, my dad has shared a lot of stories with me. He told me about his addictions when I was 12, which was, like, I didn't even really know what drugs were. So he had to explain everything to me. At the time, he had gotten clean. So he was, you know, he took me to his rehab. He took me to his mentor. He took me just kind of around, and he even took me to Skid Row and was like, you know, these people were there for me when no one else was. I have friends here.
That makes sense.
You know, like, these are my friends. These are people that were, like, family to me. Like, I know all of these people. Sometimes I just come down here and I give them money, or I'll bring them food, or I'll take them out to dinner or whatever, because that's just my dad. He has a big heart, and you know, he'll literally give someone the shirt off his back, and, like, his last dollar. He does it all the time. So you know, I just was like, maybe this is a place where he came, you know, not thinking, like, the worst, where, you know, of course they make it seem, but thinking, like, maybe he came back here to feel, like, that comfort again that he had. When
that makes total sense.
Yes, it
when
does.
he came before, because that was the all those people, they never leave. You know, regardless if they have the opportunity to or not, that's just, it's more of a comfort for them, and a lifestyle. That's their lifestyle. They don't want to live a better lifestyle. That, to them, that's great. You know what I mean? So
they're satisfied. They're happy.
yeah, they're happy. They're
Support.
content. So I think sometimes people need to put things into perspective, and
Yeah.
maybe that's what he needed to do. I don't know. I was assuming, and I was so frustrated that nobody would tell me where he was. So I had to start going into my memory banks and thinking, okay, what are all the times that my dad told me he did this or did that, because he's a big storyteller. And I'm thinking. I'm like, all right, this is a place that I can go.
Yeah.
And you guys will see that, you know, I actually meet somebody and I get some help. So yeah, you'll see in the next episode kind of where it turns and goes.
No, I'm glad I asked, because, you know, I was wondering myself, and I feel like a lot of viewers at home are probably wondering the same thing, because they didn't really touch on that.
Right.
Maybe we'll see that more in the next episode, but that all makes perfect sense now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And that's the perfect time to get into our predictions.
Ooh,
Yeah.
predictions.
Oh, boy.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Can we get the lights too? No? Lights today? No?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Favorite part.
Okay, well, I'll kick it off.
Okay.
I predict. I'm sorry. I think we're gonna see you and Romeo a little bit in the next episode, kind of showing a little romance there. I see a little flirtation going on with you and Rome. I'm sorry. I just see a little. And, and I also predict, really Angela too. It's gonna be a little triangle with you three. So I hope that happens. I just do.
I think people mistake my niceness for flirtiness.
That's it for me. You shot me right down. She's like, no, I'm just nice. I'm not flirting.
All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and say I think Romeo is going to break up with his girlfriend.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like that's definitely coming on. I don't know if he'll jump right into his relationship with Angela, because I just feel like there's going to be more romance that we're going to see between them. And I want to say, just based on Egypt's performance, that we're going to see more of her, like kicking her career into high gear. She got through this performance, and now she's like, all right, I proved it to myself. I did it. I got on stage. So moving forward, like, I did it once. I can do it again.
Right. Ooh, I'm going to throw something out there.
Okay.
So I know we want the whole Romeo and Angela thing to kind of like transpire and happen. I think it's going to happen sometime within this season, as we see. But I also did like when Boogie and Angela were talking to each other, and I saw Boogie comforting her, and she's like, I just want to make sure you're okay, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Kind of giving that feel. I don't know. That's just, who knows? You never know. I think they make a cute couple. I think they make a cute couple. But I mean, that's just my predictions.
Well, I think that the group as a whole is we're gonna see them kicking it more, going on trips more. And I mean, next week Angela finally calls the police, so we're gonna see a little bit more of her maybe trying to figure out who her stalker is. Like, the friends are gonna come and help.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm excited, and I'm glad
it's gonna get juicier.
Yes.
It is gonna
Feed
get
the
All I
thirst.
will say.
That's a new
That's what I
hashtag.
like
Feed
to
the
hear.
thirst.
Yeah. It's gonna
Hashtag.
definitely stay entertaining.
Good.
Yes.
Perfect. I'm excited. Good.
But I'm really, really happy that you came through.
Thank
and
you. No,
it's
I'm so
amazing.
happy to be here. You guys are awesome.
Thank
All
you
of
so much.
And so you have your EP out, Thinking Out Loud.
Yes.
Can you tell your followers where we can listen to this, where they can follow you?
Yes, you guys can listen to it on Amazon, Spotify, iTunes. You can find me on Twitter at Kristinia, and my website, www.kristiniadebarge.com. I'm actually going to be putting up a video tonight of me and I Am Sue.
Oh,
It's called Fade
I'm
Out.
Sue.
It's
Okay.
the last song on my EP.
Yeah,
So
that's
check it
exciting.
out.
Okay.
It's going to be on YouTube as well.
Nice.
Well, we can't wait for that, and we can't wait to see you next week. I'm your girl, Trene. You can always follow us on Twitter for AfterBuzz TV. Subscribe. All this is free on iTunes, so don't be afraid to download that and download the app and just get connected with us. And my boy over here.
Yo, once again, guys, it's your boy, Nino. You can catch me at Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Leave us comments, tweet us. We want to know what you guys want to hear, so hit us up. Don't be shy.
As always, thanks for hanging out with us. I'm Desiree. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at dmurph625. And yes, please comment. Tell us what you want to hear.
And of course, it's me, Howard the Third. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Howard the Third. That's Howard the Third. And don't look at the sweat on my forehead. I sweat like crazy.
It is hot.
It's hot
as hell up in here.
It's hot.
So that's it.
Disclaimer.
Like,
Later,
See you
y'all.
next week.
Peace.
bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.